So when I first started looking back into Warmachine, I saw this model, Zacchaeus the Winter Chill. This guy is super rad, riding a murder bunny. I was remiss when I picked the Trollbloods that I could not take this guy. That was super unfortunate. He works for two factions. The Shadowflame Shard, the Chimera, and the upcoming Old Umbrey for Kador. And I will say that was no small part of my decision to switch to Chimera. The ability to use this guy. His rules are also pretty darn good, but his model is just amazing. So I was going to find a way to get him either way. Oh yeah, so he is just littered with these supports. Again, they come off super easy. It's not a problem for me at all. But he definitely has a lot on him. And then here's his scythe. It glues on here and he's holding it over his head like so. Yeah, he's super rad. A lot of cool abilities. The main reason I want to take him, I believe, is one, he has magical weapons. And the army list that I built is a little light on magical weapons, I'm not going to lie. So between the solos and the Warcaster, I'm going to have to get the job done. He brings a couple magical weapons to the table. Plus his Blizzard ability seems just amazing to me. 10-inch bubble, cancels out enemy eyeless sight, enemy pathfinder. Really good. And he can just do it. He has a bunch of other cool abilities. Stay tuned and I'll go over his card and read through his abilities. But that's Zacchaeus. He's a mercenary, works for Chimera and Kador. Okay, let's take a look at Zacchaeus, the Winter's Chill. He works for Old Umbrey and Shadowflame Shard, as I mentioned. This guy's on a 50 mil base. He's cavalry, which means he gets boosted attacks on the charge. That's on down there. Yep. He always has Pathfinder, he has Resistance Cold, and he has Unstoppable. So if he's disengaging, he does not have to sacrifice his combat action. Then, let's see. He is Speed 9, Arcane Attack 7, Mat 7, Defense 14, Arm 17. Pretty survivable, I think. 8 health. Defense 14 isn't the greatest, but Arm 17 is pretty good. Let's see. Battle Wizard. Once per turn, after he destroys or removes an enemy model with a melee attack, he can immediately make a magic ability special attack. He has Cleave, so when he destroys one or more enemy models with a basic attack, immediately after action resolved, he can make an additional attack. He counts as a Grimkin model. And then his magic abilities, so I think they're all pretty darn good. The first one is Breathtaker. For 1 round, living enemy models suffer -2 defense and -2 to their melee attack damage rolls while within 5 inches of this model. 5 inches is not a super huge bubble, but that is a pretty good buff for sure. And that makes his Arm 17 way more impressive. But, hang them around your caster or important target or hide them behind a unit. Let their models come in and charge them and get within that bubble. And now they're -2 to their damage rolls. Pretty good. He has Hoarfrost, which is an attack, range 8, AoE 2, POW 14/8, arcane attack that does cold damage, and on a crit hit, the models become stationary for 1 round unless they have resistance cold. Stationary is a big deal, and that's pretty awesome. Respectable POW, nothing wrong with that. Decent if you need a ranged attack option for them. Winter Storm. Now, this is the one I was mentioning before. Enemy models that begin their activation within 10 inches of this model lose eyeless sight, flight, and Pathfinder that activation. Winter Storm lasts for 1 round. I think that ability is bonkers. I'll explain why I think it is so good in my other video about the Chimera list that I'm building and how I plan to use that. Basically, I'm dropping a bunch of clouds everywhere and then killing all my opponent's eyeless sight. Seems good. And he also has reposition because why not? Speed 9 cavalry with reposition, exactly what he needs. He has two initial attacks. A bite, mat 7, range 1, pow 12, magic weapon, and it has crit freeze. So on a crit hit, model becomes stationary. And then his frost scythe, mat 7, range 2, pow 14, also magic weapon, also has crit freeze. Um, crit freeze is just awesome, and especially him being a cavalry model, he's getting boosted attack rolls. Pretty good, well, much better chance of him triggering that crit effect, and it just happens to be a real good crit effect. So whether or not I plan to be aggressive with him, I don't know. But Winter Storm just seems super good to me. Getting rid of Eyeless Sight when you are dropping a bunch of clouds on the table is pretty awesome. Also, if you didn't know, Chimera, just about the whole army has Pathfinder. So I'm thinking that I take the defenses card, I drop a bunch of obstacles, the defensive walls everywhere, and then my whole army has Pathfinder. I'm taking it away from your whole army. I'm dropping a bunch of clouds, and I'm taking away your eyeless sight. Seems pretty good to me. We'll see how it actually works out.